So today we're out in sunny Brentwood, Essex to interview the female IBF bantamweight champion, Ebanie Bridges. Let's see what the blonde bomber's got to say. Well, you mentioned there are still some people who don't seem to be able to kind of get to grips with. We're in 2023 now. Girls can do what they want to do.
Yeah.
One specific name, Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
Did you see his interview? Obviously, you mentioned it there. Do you think he was being misogynistic, the way he was kind of the line of questioning to Elle Brooke and
no,
the way
he knows that he's like that though, isn't he? He's,
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is for it, but he's like that, and she would have known going on to that it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
But she's very strong-willed and she's very confident, like as in she believes what she's doing, and she's very intelligent actually. So I think she handled it very well.
Yeah.
And no, it was good. But yeah, I mean, he does that to get people talking, doesn't it? And he says things and asks questions people are scared to ask. But she gives it right back, and she has absolutely no problem with it.
Yeah, I spoke to her actually, and she came across very well. She had all the right answers on the day as well.
She's very good with that. She's very, very good.
You think Piers is just a bit of a dinosaur when it comes to this kind of stuff? Like he doesn't really.
I think deep down he's probably subscribed to her.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He almost admitted it, didn't he?
Probably like begged one for after it, like free subscription or show me some of your OnlyFans. I would not. That would not surprise me. It looks like they became pretty good buddies after that.
Going back to something else that's happened recently. Brandon Scott. I saw him on your Instagram story. Yeah, he seems to be a big fan at the moment. What do you make of him shooting his shots?
No, he's lovely actually. Like he's a good kid. He's and I just thought this kid's gay, but I loved it. Like I didn't like it. Like I'm not like I'd say like noncy, but it's like he's so young.
How old is he? I
think he's 18.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
No, I just thought but it is. I'm 37. Calm down. No, but I've just thought. Like this kid, like he knows what he's doing because you need to promote yourself.
Yeah.
And so that's why I gave him those kudos in the comments. I was like, you know what you're doing, like, and he does, and it's brilliant to see. And I've actually chatted to him, on the inbox. He didn't slide in my DMs actually, so like that. But I actually said to him, like all jokes aside, I think you're doing brilliantly, and I think what you're doing. You're very smart, and I just asked him, like, if he comes up with the ideas himself, and he's very creative. He said his family's very creative, and he actually said that he drew a lot of inspiration from me. He said I've inspired him a lot, and he's really looked up to me and what I've done, and it's really given him a lot of inspiration. So he actually thanked me for being an inspiration, because I do go out and do what I want and what's different, and it showed him that. Yeah, what it is about getting a name, and it is about making a brand, and it's really important. And the fact that he's only 18 and realizing that, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. And apparently he can fight. Right. So I've heard, because I was like, what about this kid? Because I thought, this kid, like, he's actually got it all. But can he fight? Because I haven't seen him, fight. Yeah. So I asked a few people, and he could say he's actually brilliant. He's a really good fighter. So I'm really excited for him. I'm really excited to see what comes out next. He's actually want to do some collabs. So
I thought I'd mention.
No, he's. I think he's going to be a great character in the sport, and if he does fight as good as everyone is saying, then he could be a mega superstar with that personality and that character.
So he can walk the walk and talk the talk. That's good. Well, that's what the sport needs, doesn't it? More people like you guys.
Yeah,
so keeping it spicy.
Oh, exactly. And he's definitely got balls. It was funny. I had to give him the kudos for it.
Fair play. All right, big up Brandon Scott then. There we go.
Brandon. Get in here.
Right. Love that. I've got a question here. This one's coming out of left field. Do you like James Bond films? Have you ever thought about throwing your hat in the ring for being a Bond girl, pussy galore type thing? I think that'd be right up your street.
I feel like James Bond girls are they're like tiny. I think they're only allowed to be like 48 kilos.
That's an old school rule. We're in 2023 now.
Not the muscles. I don't know.
I think it's good. I think it's a good look.
Look, I'd probably be better than Bond though, wouldn't I? So
that's it. You could be the actual female Bond. Forget being the Bond girl. We're taking over.
I should do that, like James Bond's daughter or something, and I'll be that.
There you go. Speaking of speed, and like one of the masters, Floyd Mayweather, did he catch his fight recently against John Gotti Jr.? It was like a kind of, it was all. Yeah, basically got disqualified, didn't he? But then he just went mad after the bell.
Disqualified the guy.
John Gotti, yeah.
Yeah, all I saw was this commotion afterwards that when it got stopped, he tried to jump on top of him, or there was a fight brawl afterwards. But I didn't really look into it. I mean, to me, that's just. It's not really what I'm into.
No, it wasn't very. It was a bit unsavory, wasn't it?
To me, it's not boxing.
Yeah.
What Floyd's doing there is very much so like the TikTok boxing or the YouTube boxing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I watch it because, obviously, you know. So I'll get into whatever Elle's doing, but I wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go watch that, and that would be the same.
Yeah. Obviously, there's been some talk about you and Kell Brook being good friends and stuff. Has that played a part in your decision? Because he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's nice. No, it doesn't have anything to do with my decision.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, good friend. You know, it's obviously going to be good to be up there close to a good friend of mine, and I have a lot of good friends up there. You know, Nicola Hopewell as well. You know, so a lot of my community is up north. Right. So I'm going to be pretty close to a lot of people, which would be really good.